I'm going to be doing a persuasive speech today. The general purpose of my speech is to persuade, and the specific purpose is for citizens from our community to come together to learn more about the nonprofit organizations there is in our community, like the Bethany House of Laredo, which helps feed homeless people, educate little kids, and educate little kids. Sorry. Okay. Every day I see individuals who are not as fortunate and blessed as I am to have meals and a bed to sleep at night. Thanks to Bethany House of Laredo, some of these people are helped out by having somewhere to shower, somewhere to sleep, somewhere to live for periods that can be from 18 months to 90 days, a year. What is a nonprofit organization? A nonprofit organization is an organization that receives donations and no profits. According to independent sector, it must serve one of the following purposes. It must be charitable, religious, educational, scientific, literary, and or prevent cruelty of animals or children. A nonprofit organization must benefit the broad interest of the public and not just the interest of its members. Bethany House of Laredo was founded in 1982 by Father Charles McNoby. He started off with a little kitchen that would serve 17 homeless individuals hot lunches. Bethany House received its nonprofit status in 1984 when other people joined him in his fight against hunger. In 2009, the family of Maria Bruni Leyendecker gifted property, and that is how the organization gained a permanent address located on 819 Hidalgo Street. In 2002, Bethany House got its second property that would be used to open a shelter and housing complex, Guadalupe Enrique Resource Center, and the Marbury Vergara Community Shelter. An organization called Sharing Hope was launched in 2008, which helped add on an additional 12,000 square feet to these two complexes. In 2014, this organization completed that, and the Barbara A. Kazin Center for Hope was established, which helped 2,000 people more than in addition to the 12,000 it was already helping. What does Bethany House do? It does 4 different things. It feeds the hungry, it shelters homeless people, and it educates children in community events. To feed the hungry, they do on-site meals, which serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner for walk-ins 6 times a week. It can hold up to 130 occupants in its area. 1,250 meals are given per day, which amounts to 400,000 meals per year. Homebound meals is another thing that they do, which they take meals to the homes of people who are elderly, veterans, and indigent. 500 meals per day are served 5 days a week. They also do children's meal. They have 2 things going on. It's called Kids Cafe and Luz de Esperanza. The Kids Cafe is an after-school feeding program which feeds 145 kids 1 meal 5 days a week. Luz de Esperanza is a Saturday educational program where 25 to 35 children receive breakfast, lunch, and day meals per day. Street corner meals is another thing that it feeds the hungry. 170 meals to homeless are given. 170 meals to homeless people in the north are given in the corners of the streets. And then they do food and pantry distribution, which are community drives, and people who pass a certain test that they do are eligible to go and get that food. To shelter the homeless, they have emergency shelters, transitional housing, and basic living amenities. For the emergency shelter, short-term housing of about 30 days can be provided to those who qualify. Transitional housing is housing for families from 3 to 5 members, and they allow about an 18-month stay. Basic living amenities provides homeless to be able to shower, to use bathrooms, to do laundry, use the telephone, and have access to clean water. To educate the children, there's 2 things I mentioned earlier. The Luz de Esperanza Learning Program, which is on Saturdays, and it helps about 35 children. And the after-school tutoring center where Laredo ISD teachers who are certified assist children from the housing. Library, they are provided a library, computer, and help with assistance with homework. The community events, they do health fairs twice a year where they provide the homeless or the people who don't have access to health, like they don't have health insurance. They provide them with HIV tests, cholesterol tests, nutrition, flu shots. They advise them with legal issues, and they do an annual march against hunger that was started in 1991. 250 people attend, and they walk down 8 blocks starting from somewhere downtown. I think it's Hidalgo Street. They end up at Bethany House, and they are provided lunch and two meals, lunch and dinner after the walk. There's also faith-based services, which is conducted the first Friday of each month. And priests from all over town get together at one church, and they pray for these people who are in help, and everybody is welcome to attend. Fundraisers are what help this Bethany House keep running, because they are a non-profit organization. And December 5 of 2014, according to the Laredo Morning Times article, a gala at the Civic Center was hosted, and it was the biggest fundraiser that they had ever had. Now, in my story, about 2 years ago when I used to work at the hospital, I used to do the birth certificates for the baby. So one time I came across this patient, this girl, who was living at the Bethany House, and she had no money, no clothes, no nothing, and she had just had a baby. So she was gonna go back to live to the Bethany House after, but I think her 90 days were almost gonna be up, so she was gonna have nowhere to go. So that day, I called my sisters, and they helped me give her. We raided her closets, and we took out stuff that we didn't use to give her. My sister went to go buy her baby stuff, and we gave it to her. And it was just like a heart fulfilling. It was a heart fulfilling feeling to do that, to be able to do that. Their struggles are real. Their options are limited. Just a quick fact, tax laws encourage people and local businesses to donate money and property by allowing donors to deduct their contributions on their own tax return. So in conclusion, without organizations like Bethany House of Laredo, hundreds of people will continue to suffer daily. Just picture yourself in like our 3-degree weather, without water, without a house to live, without anywhere to just rest. That's why I think that Bethany House is an exemplary nonprofit organization, and I think that we should all help them, because at the end of the day, we are helping people from our community. And those are the sources of my pictures that I used.